Hi, it's Paula. I'm here with whoever holds the stone. We're stoneless again, which is fine. Richard is here as usual. He's my compadre. And we have Beth Kennedy
Hello,
here,
Richard.
which
All right. What did you? I said, hello, Richard.
we're both suffering from brain melt.
Yeah, a little
and
bit.
my son, Tom, who is back on drums, which is great. So we are here today, and I am still listening to. I've had a change of heart. A James Baldwin book. Can you tell me when the train leaves, or something like that?
Yeah.
That was the book.
Yeah.
I've got it on my Libby still. Well, not that I've had a change of heart on it, but I don't recommend it to people who can't. There's a lot of very graphic sexual material in this book, and some of it's extremely shocking. I mean, shocking for me
Pertinent to the story?
in a way.
Okay.
But it's Tell Me How Long the Train's Been Gone. That's the name of the book. It's a long book, and it's touted as being autobiographical in some way. But there's a scene between him and his older brother where they jerk each other off in
Okay.
bed, which I found weird. And the brother had just gotten out of prison, and he was the younger brother was 14, trying to comfort him.
Right.
They were comforting each other, but they kind of lost me, but I'm still listening.
Well, that's child pornography.
Well, but it's what do you call it?
Art form?
When you have when it's a family member. It's
Incest.
incest. It's incest, and so there was that was a big like whoa in my reading, but all in all, I'm still enjoying the book, and I find it fascinating. And there was one quote. Maybe we can talk about this quote that I actually pulled my car over and turned off the recording so I could.
Oh, and you're listening to this
I'm listening
book.
to it. Yes.
So that's a whole other aspect, too,
All
of
right.
being told the story.
Yes, right. So okay, I'll tell you something in a minute.
Is it a man's voice?
It's a man's voice,
Okay.
James Baldwin. He's the writer, and the character that is really James Baldwin is the narrator. So
He's a famous black actor, and
Yeah.
he's in his 30s,
Mm-hmm.
and he just had a massive heart attack. So he's thinking about the train of his life up to this point.
Okay.
So
that's interesting. I didn't really connect the title yet. I usually try to figure out the title at the end.
Is he Roots?
No,
I
no.
don't know. Well,
James-
that would Alex Haley.
Yeah,
Oh,
Alex
Alex
Haley.
Haley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
James Baldwin was an activist and a writer and a speaker. He's very smart, and he's really
Does he have one of those mellifluous voices?
I like his voice.
I like
yeah.
his voice. Yeah, I think he
Yeah,
does.
I know who you're
I
talking
mean,
Yeah.
he's a very eloquent speaker.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
eloquent. So the one quote, and I think that this is something you and I have had conversations about this in the past. This is a quote from the main character in the book. It is criminal to counsel despair. So
Oh, you should let the person suffer.
no, not to counsel a person toward despair. If somebody is
Oh.
despairing, it's criminal to put them deeper into that despair, or to give them more fire for the the flame for the fire.
I see.
But it was in context too. So I always
Well,
write down these quotes,
yeah.
and then I go back and I get a version on the computer, a written version, and I search for that quote, and then I can find that whole passage, and then I can find the places that I want to read on the show. But we didn't have time for that today.
Our friend Kenny is in despair.
His dad died, right?
And so if you've been living with somebody for 20 years, you're now going back to an empty house.
And you're used to being a caregiver, and there's no one to care for. Do you know a lot of people who have disabled children, they will volunteer at like a children's hospital after their child dies.
it's comforting to them in some way.
Yeah, they need that care. So
I
have you
talked to
spoken
Beth-
to him?
Well, I talked to Beth about maybe we could have a gathering.
Mm-hmm.
People could bring food.
Like our own little memorial service.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know.
I like that idea, Richard. I would definitely do that. Even if Greg wasn't able to come, I would definitely come.
And I ran it past Kenny, and he said he wrote to me today. He said, "Oh, I mean, it would be great to be around people that care for me and that I like and have fun and laugh, but then I would be going back after it was over to the silence."
Oh, okay. Well, whenever he's ready.
Yeah, I know.
So I wrote to him and I said, "Well, this is perfectly normal." I said, "You're grieving." I said, you have to teach yourself how to embrace the silence, because the silence is not going to go away.
Well, and
You know, you got to learn to make friends with it.
you have to make friends with it, and you also have to learn how to. Well, he's not really a reader. He's not. He's never really been a reader, but you can listen to things on YouTube, or you can listen. Put the television on in the background. Have music on. Of course, some music will make you sadder, but there's ways of, and that's the thing. You have to redesign your life to be alone. You don't. I remember what my life was like when I was single. I had specific things I would do. I had plans. I would go to poetry readings, like maybe once a week. I'd have a poetry reading to go to. I would make sure that I saw my friends on the weekend. I'd come here mostly a lot. So I had a plan for being alone. You have to have a plan. If you are not living with somebody in the same house, which is comforting, even when there's problems, it's comforting. It's hard. You have to have a plan. And I tell women like that I know that just lost their husbands or just got divorced, I tell them it's time to plan that single life. It's different now. So do you think he's going to want to do it?
Yeah, I think he's going to come around.
Okay, that'll be good. I will definitely bring something, and I'll try to get Greg in line to go.
Sanford wrote to him, and Sanford's amazing eloquence. I don't know if you ever noticed that about him.
Yeah, he's a great writer.
And and only Sanford would write it out in advance. Call Kenny on the phone, knowing he's going to get voicemail, and then read him what he wrote in advance.
Wow.
He wrote down, "Hello, Kenny. I tried to reach you by phone, but you were not available. I'm sincerely sorry to hear about the loss of your father. I know how deep that pain is. Remember, you have friends and we care. Richard suggested we have a gathering at his place in your father's honor and to support you at this tough time. I very much hope that you agree with me and Richard and that this is a good idea. Despite the circumstances, it'll be good to see you. I'm here if you need to talk, but text me first because my phone is usually turned off because I am not addicted to this device like so many others are.
Yeah.
Hang in there, and I'm here if you need me."
That's really
Kind
sweet.
of a nice
Yeah.
call.
That is nice.
That's really nice.
And the thing is, I know that, Greg and Kenny knew each other since childhood, and I don't think that Greg has reached out to him yet because he hasn't been doing well, and I did contact him on Facebook Messenger, but that's not really the same as calling or texting, so. Well, we'll see. I would definitely be
Me too.
good with that. So today, because I am so bereft of information, I am going with your list.
Oh, let's finish talking about the Oscars.
Okay.
Can you think of any other movies that they listed as nominees?
The one the Norwegian movie.
Yeah, I tried watching that.
It was too dour.
It didn't mean that much. I mean, a famous director,
Yeah.
has 2 daughters, both of whom are actors,
Mm-hmm.
and they fight with him like cats and dogs.
Dysfunctional family. That's what I hear the movie is like. Yeah.
And so he says to one of the daughters, "Look, I am putting together this movie, and it is going to be written based on your deceased mother. It's based on her character. If anybody should play the character of your mother, it should be you. Do you want it?" And she goes, "I don't like the way you're portraying her."
Mm.
And he says, "I didn't ask you that. Do you want to do it?" And she goes, "No." He says, "Okay." And then he asks a stranger
Mm-hmm.
to play the part.
Mm-hmm.
And furthermore, she's coming to the house to have dinner with them.
Oh.
So can you see the tension?
Yeah. So this is our new mother,
So-
so to speak.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
Did you see the movie? Or,
I tried watching it,
Oh,
but
and
I
it-
couldn't.
it
I-
was just-
it couldn't compel me to keep watching it.
yeah,
Okay.
that is one that I would like to try
the,
to
the
watch.
director is the father Skarsgård,
Yeah.
who you saw on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like him.
yeah, he's the father.
Peter Skarsgård.
Yeah, I think that's his name, and he's got a son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think it's Alexander's the father,
Oh.
and then probably Peter is the son.
Yeah, so that was one that I did want to see. Then that Demon Hunters, the K-pop Demon Hunters with the animated film was up for awards.
Yeah,
I don't have any interest in seeing that.
me neither.
I
Me either.
yeah, that's not the kind of animation I like. Funny animation if I'm going to watch animation. There were a couple animated shorts that looked interesting. I don't remember what they were off the top of my head, but they were not. They were just little, little things.
I'm hoping I get a chance to see the winning documentary, Mr. Nobody versus
Oh
Putin.
yeah.
What a title!
What is it
Did you-
about?
Richard, they had a whole thing about that on that Sunday. Either I think it was Sunday morning. So they had a whole thing about it. They had the guy on. He was mandated to take this footage for Putin, for the government, to prove that they were indoctrinating these children the right way. So it's like the Hitler Youth.
I see.
So he was the teacher who was given this responsibility to film this whole thing. And while he's filming it, he's thinking, holy shit, look what we're doing to these kids.
We're brainwashing
Oh.
them.
We're brainwashing. Yeah, Hitler
Yeah, they
Youth.
were kidnapping Ukrainian children and then re-indoctrinating them into
no,
being
these
Russians.
These were Russian kids in school. They're teaching them about rifles, about firearms. They're like 10 years old.
Wow.
They're having them, yes. So they're raising them up to believe that Ukraine was a Nazi power and that they attacked Ukraine because it was a Nazi power. So they're indoctrinating their own children. And he's saying that this is going to fuck everything up for Russia for years, because all the children in all the schools are being given this information. They're turned into these little mini Putins. And so yes, I definitely want to see that movie. That is a movie that I do not want to miss because it's all real. It's all this footage, and then he got somehow in touch with this director, and he defected. I don't remember where he defected to, but he went someplace and they put the movie together. But this was certainly not what Putin had in mind. So, I mean, I would have a taster tasting all my food at this point and making sure I'm not pushed out of any planes. This guy's in trouble.
Huh.
He can beat him off with his Oscar.
Those things are pretty heavy, I
They
hear.
are.
Yeah.
Somebody was talking about how they use it as a doorstop.
Oh my God.
What is a doorstop?
Their
Oscar.
Their Oscar award.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So yeah, that was definitely one I wanted to see. And but I love movies. We don't go. We used to try to go on Tuesdays when they were cheap.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
$2 Tuesdays,
Actually there's
like 40 years ago.
no now at the Elmwood, I think it's $6.
$6.
Yeah,
That's okay.
Yeah, $6. So we would go to the movies and on Tuesdays, but we haven't been doing that.
If you go to a movie in prime time, what does it cost?
$11
Wow.
or more, depending on if you go to um the big one, the ones where they show the Avatar
Oh,
movies.
the IMAX.
IMAX.
Ah.
Those are I think 15 or 20 now.
I took a really good nap during the movie The Post at that Elmwood. Because they've got
Oh,
those
they've got those
seats
good
now where you
seats,
can
yeah.
just stretch out, and it's just like, oh my gosh,
That's interesting. So it's that comfortable. those
that
chairs?
comfortable. And
Oh,
the movie
yeah.
was that uninteresting to me.
The
Ah.
Post.
The Post with Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep.
Oh.
She's the owner of the Post, and
Oh yeah. I remember that
yeah,
movie.
it's Watergate. And,
Yeah, I like the seats too. That's my thing.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I would watch several of those things. I know Greg's not that interested in seeing those, but I my life is kind of upside down right now,
Yeah,
so
sure.
I don't get a lot of personal TV time.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice that you're getting the books read quickly in the car.
Well, the books I read at night before I go to bed because Greg gets tired really early. So when he goes to bed at 9 or 9:30, I just go to bed and read for an hour or so. And so I do that, and then he he just has a hard time with sleep lately too. So I read, and I'm rereading the Bible, not because I'm religious, but because I find it fascinating. There's a lot of mayhem and incest.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and I'm also reading a book about it's called Creating the Jews or something like that, or Inventing the Jews, and that is interesting. And then I'm also reading this book of. It's really badly written. It's about everyday life in Rome
During what period?
during the the time of Caesar.
Okay.
So it's there's some interesting parts to it, but it's like highfalutin. It's almost like you could picture the guy's got a feather in his hat and he's constantly throwing his arm up in the air. I'll have to bring it and read parts of it to you just so you get an idea of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's very it's a very weird writing style.
Does the author propose different conversations he imagines being had?
No, he's giving quoted material
Oh.
from like the historians, from Plutarch and all those people. He's giving actual quotes and stuff, but it's written in such a highfalutin way that it's hard to read. It's just curly cues, It's all curly cues and no,
Embellishments?
no. It's not good writing. It's not. I wish it was better because the information is pretty good. The
Yeah.
writing sucks.
Yeah.
Beth, do you have any entertainment that you wanted to share with us?
Entertainment?
Yeah. Do you watch TV shows or?
Been watching. I like to watch this YouTube channel guy. His name is Peter Santinelli, and he travels around. He's lived. I think he lived. Yeah, he lived in Ukraine. His wife is from Ukraine. He's lived in Russia. He's been all over the world. And he decided when he came back to the United States that he was going to discover the United States. And so
Oh,
he takes these little trips to
cool.
different areas or just specifically a small town.
Mhm. What a cool idea.
It is really cool. And he gets invited a lot of times because you have to get permission to get on Indian reservation land.
Mm-hmm.
So he just, gets these Hopi or Navajo
Oh, that's cool.
and he's really intelligent. He's very learned about the cultures of different tribes. I don't even want to call them tribes because these fellas were just like, yeah, we don't like to call any of those things. We don't like,
We don't like the words, the
yeah,
language. that
right, the language. A lot of them like to refer to them themselves in their
people.
the name that their native
Do you know what-
language gives.
Do you know that a lot of the Native American languages, before they were written out, their word for themselves was human,
Human?
and everybody else was not human.
Ah,
So they were human. Human being. We're a human. I am a human being, but I don't know what you are. 'Cause
Really?
you don't belong to the same group of people that I belong to. So yeah, I found that really, really kind of funny.
yeah, well, he was right.
So yeah, I love Native American stuff. I find it fascinating. The connection to the earth and
Mhm.
and being responsible for the earth and not without ownership. Giving back to the earth. I like that stuff. I think that's the way people should live. And we got a lot of our rules and things from the Iroquois Nation. Iroquois Nation was they had a parliament system. Everybody thinks we got it from England, but we didn't.
Yeah, it was the Seven Nations.
Yeah, the Iroquois nations, and the way they conducted business, that was very civil. And so that's when, I don't remember who it was, Benjamin Franklin or whoever suggested it. They knew about it and they said, let's follow this pattern instead of what they do, like they throw things at each other in England. Let's not do that. Let's do this. And so that's how they did
Oh,
that.
you mean the people in Parliament?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw a little quick article. I didn't read the whole thing, but something about in Parliament, they are working on getting out all of the lords who are there just by pure hereditary.
Mm.
Huh. Well, the House of Lords that's all it is House of Lords. They're all lords, and so the House of Commons would be the regular people.
Okay.
Yeah, but they get nasty. I mean, if you ever watch any of that stuff on TV, they're pretty
Combative.
pretty
Yeah, they're not flying at each other with fists like in South Korea, though, and stuff like that.
they're
Yeah.
calling each other names and
Oh, well-
stuff. They're like loud and like, and everybody that's on that they're yelling. Trying
They
to
do that
drown
in
them out.
Canada, too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know much. I just remember going to Canada when I was going to Toronto when I was a teenager, when they used to close off Yonge Street, and watching all the strippers. They had little cameras outside, and the strippers would strip down to almost. They would have just about, the important parts were covered. But I was like a teenager, and I thought, wow, look at this.
Yeah. I kind of know exactly where you're talking about there on Yonge Street.
Yeah. It was fascinating to a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah. It was seedy. It was very seedy.
Yeah, it was back then.
Yeah.
It was. But that was my summer vacation, staying with my sister.
When you were going to take care of your bear?
Oh, that was the next year. The next year, when I found the bear, I gave up the naked women.
Yeah. More fun.
Bears
The
are
bear.
definitely more fun.
You're right, though, about the changes
In Toronto?
in the House of Lords.
Oh, the House of Lords. Oh, I am?
Wow!
Absolutely.
I read it right.
Wow!
They have removed the right. There's 92 people in the House of Lords that
Yeah.
got there just because they were somebody's kid,
Yeah.
and it removes their right to pass those on. So now their kids cannot become lords.
Okay, so
Like,
now we have
you're-
some
you-
vacant seating.
Yeah, you're the
Oh.
end of the line.
Oh, so then what happens? Do they have to get voted in?
Let's see here. They're going to be appointed going forward.
Oh, well,
By-
that's
Like this
dangerous
person would
too.
be a good,
By-
would be
by-
probably by the House of Commons.
Oh, wow! That gives them a lot of power, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Depending, yeah, and whoever is in charge at the time.
Yeah.
It's like, seating the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you it gives them a upper hand there. I like that.
And on March 10th, they updated that new rule, and they said if you are there because you were somebody's kid, you are expected to give up your seat by May.
Oh,
Mm.
oh, well.
So
How
these are-
gentlemanly.
Move out all of your luggage. Hi, Tim Saraki. Thank you for watching. I don't know if you're actually watching or if you're just tuned in to say that to me. Whatever. But
They have also added an 80-year rule. You're out at 80.
Okay.
oh,
All right.
Hmm.
Little retirement.
how many people do we have in our system that are over 80? I bet
In the United States?
yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
I'm going to guess in percentages, it's 24%.
Wow, that's a pretty exact
Thank you.
percentage. I love a woman who is confident.
I'm saying 24%.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, that's great.
So we want to know how many people in the U.S. are 80 or older.
No,
In-
in the Senate and House of Representatives.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that's different.
Yeah.
Just so you know, there's 15 million people in the United States 80 or over.
Oh,
Oh,
If-
that's heartening.
I don't know how to figure that out in percentages.
Considering, well,
It's
we
probably-
would have to know the other number. You
Right.
know?
Well, how many people in the United States? 300 million?
I don't know. I'm very bad with stuff like
I'm
that.
going to guess.
I like it.
Okay, so how many people in the federal government are 80 or over?
Yeah.
Wow, they actually could list their names. There's so few.
Oh, okay.
A Republican from Iowa, Chuck Grassley,
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. He must be 100 by now.
92.
Oh.
Still going. Mitch
Yeah.
McConnell's 84. Bernie Sanders is 84. Jim Risch is 82. Dick Durbin is 81. And Angus King is 81.
Wow.
And there's 13 people in the House of
You know,
Representatives.
Bernie Sanders is really sharp.
He is.
He's
Isn't that
really
remarkable?
sharp. 84, and he's as sharp as a tack. I love that guy.
I understand my dad is going to be 91 and he's still sharp as a tack.
Good for him. Good for you.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good genes, girl.
No sooner than her father went into a nursing home
hmm
that he became friends with all the other people, and he's been voted to be the nursing home patient representative in the governing council.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's unofficial right now, but he says the election's coming up. He's taking it quite
Well, it's
seriously.
it's funny. The quote that I was going to look for in the book that I'm reading
Yeah.
had to do with the idea of the most important aspect of life is that social aspect, you know, and how it keeps you alive and how it keeps you going and how important it is. And he had said, the character said that if he didn't know that he had these people who cared about him, he didn't know if he would have survived that heart attack.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I mean, it was I'll bring it next week. It's important. I think it's good enough. It's well written enough, and I think it's something that you and I agree with. You know.
Yeah.
From in that in
Oh,
terms
well,
of
there's
that.
there's a famous Russian poet that he wrote a poem that Russian soldiers would keep in their pocket, and the poem is everybody almost knew it by heart. It's no matter how often you don't hear from me, don't give up hope, because I will return. And when I do, all the friends in our village will say, wow, I never thought I'd see you again, all except one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Richard,
really
I see
pretty.
it's touching you deeply.
It is.
Yeah,
It's a
I
great
see.
poem.
It's a great
Yeah,
poem.
yeah. I feel like it. I guess I've always known, you know, friendships were important. But as you get older, you know, you get your ties that are left. Some of the people, a lot of, oh my God, I sent out an invitation on Facebook to everybody to look at my. I'm trying to sell some vintage clothes online,
Yeah.
and but I invited a lot of dead people. You know,
You mean people?
That's
who-
really
well,
vintage.
you know what? I invited everyone, and then I realized after I did that there's like 20 dead people on my account. So I don't know if anybody ever looks at those, like looks at their pages. I had that idea. Once somebody died on Facebook, you would switch it over to an account called Book of the Dead.
That's a good
And,
idea.
and you could post on, when you found yourself missing that person, you could just post on their page.
Good idea.
Yeah,
If you-
it's like that telephone booth in Japan. Was it Japan where people could talk to dead people? Not really,
Well,
but
they have a post office, and you write a postcard to the deceased,
oh
and they put it on a bulletin board.
yeah,
And then when people
yeah.
visit that post office, they're fascinated, by the
Yeah.
postcards.
There was also someone who had a phone booth in their yard, and people used to go there and
I heard about
pretend to
that.
talk to their dead,
Mm.
not relatives or friends.
Yeah.
I mean, it just gives you a connection. But yeah, so because if you've looked through your friends at all, there's a lot of people that we know that have passed away
Yeah.
since Facebook has been,
Yeah.
quite.
I know what you're saying. I won't delete, and I try to remember not to delete text messages from friends who've passed away, or voice messages.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I have a couple of recordings of my mother and my stepfather that I made, having them tell the stories that that they would constantly tell you.
Yeah.
But I figure, I could have them for future generations. But they're someplace in my basement, and I hope they're not destroyed.
Mm.
But
When they told the stories, did they do it in a performative way, or was it the normal?
somewhat. My mother was always performative.
Mhm.
She was never not on in front of people. She was on. But my stepfather had, he had a story about when he was a little kid, he thought that he went to this haunted house, and he actually heard somebody go like clear their throat, and he was scared, and he had these Tom Mix gloves, and they were, they had like fringe on them because he
Oh.
was, he'd be 120 now or something.
Okay.
And so he had these Tom Mix gloves, and they were in the house, and he couldn't open the door, and he broke the window with his glove,
I see.
and so that was one of the stories that he told on the tape. It was charming.
And then hopped on his pony and rode away.
I don't no, but he was around during the coal mining when they were trying this. They were sending in the strike breakers.
Mm-hmm.
And they were hitting people over that. He was a little boy, and they were on horseback, and they were coming in, and they were bludgeoning people with billy clubs. And he remembers seeing that, and he remembers when they actually got a deal. The unions got a deal,
Mm.
and he would tell the story all the time about unions. And he said, "Why do you think you got a 5-day work week? Why do you think you got an 8-hour work day?" He said, "We didn't have that back then." He
Yeah.
said, "We had to work until they told us to go home." And it was 6 days a week, and I mean that shaped my ideas of unions as well as having a union when I worked for the state.
Yeah.
Protection. I got a call today from what do you call it when they do they want information about who
poll?
you're going to vote. A poll. Okay, I got a call from a pollster, and I would be willing to bet my right foot that this was a poll that was set up by the Republicans.
Because the way they skewed the questions.
Because the way they skewed the questions. And they asked me about what I thought of the war in Iran, and I told them. And then they started saying, what would you feel, which of these would you feel would make the war a success?
Oh, that's
And so then they asked me a bunch of questions about the Vermouth, the Bay of Burmose or whatever it's called. and-
Hormoz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and about if the gas prices went down and all these weird questions. Like they wanted me to say what I would consider. I said I would not consider anything that comes from this a success. They said, "Do you think that Israel got President Trump to attack?" And I said, "Yes, definitely." And they said, "Is that?" No, I said, "Yes." And they said, "Is that you're very sure?" You're somewhat sure. And I'm like, and so I asked at the end, I said, "Who set up this poll?" And they said, I'm sorry, we can't tell you that because it will change it'll skew the results." And I said, "I already gave you all my answers."
Yeah.
I said, "It's Trump. It's the Republicans." And she didn't say anything.
Whew.
Interesting.
But it was all the way home from my daughter's house in Clarence, almost to my door. So 25 minutes.
Huh?
Wow.
Oh, trying to think of that company that Gallup. Was it the Gallup people?
No, these people weren't galloping. They were had their tails between their legs. They kept asking me over and over again who I'm going to vote for. And I kept telling them over and over again the same thing. And do you think you might, or do you think you're definite? I said, definitely. I am definitely. This is how I'm voting. But they asked me the same. And has this war created a change in your voting pattern? I said, no. I didn't like them before, and I don't like them now. So, but she did not have a great command of English.
I see.
So she was not. And plus, she had to read every single answer before I could answer.
Oh.
Yeah. That's, I'm sure, just to make it legitimate.
Yeah, I know. Right.
Scientific. And who knows? What did they mention if it was recorded or not?
Yeah, it was recorded.
Well, then that's it. She has to.
She has to make hit all her points.
Yeah.
That I know that.
I wonder if they have like a quota they have to do.
I don't know. I didn't mind taking it though because it was perfect timing. I was driving and
Yeah.
I can do my
Kind of a
Hands
mindless
off.
thing to.
hands off in the car, so it was fine.
Does your car allow you to talk and have phone conversations?
It does, but I don't have my phone hooked up to it.
Oh, you have to hook up your phone to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had them do it at the dealership because it's when I get all my phone calls in. I don't, at home I don't have much time to talk to my friends or anything. I've got other things to do.
I'm pretty happy not to talk in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're driving somewhere?
I listen to the classical music station.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
WNED.
I do that sometimes. I've
Yeah.
got it on my selection.
And if not them, because sometimes if you go out of a certain radius of the city and after 5 o'clock, the signal gets, I don't know, scrambled somehow and it goes in and out.
Yeah, yeah.
Just depending where I'm driving.
If it's the classical music station connected to the public
That's
broadcasting.
the
Yeah,
one, yeah.
yeah. They have different ones in different places. I know if I drive out to Lockport, it does the same thing.
hmm
It's
So there's
just-
a
you lose
jazz station out of Toronto that gets put into action at that point.
Mm,
Aha.
You don't take a car anymore.
I don't. So that's why I'm interested in how the car experience has changed.
Well, I have my car now is a modern car. It's computerized, so I'm taking advantage of that. I will ask, I'll do the directions thing. So I'll have the directions on one side of my screen, and I'll have my usually book, depending, So I'll have my book on the other side of the screen. I'm listening to my book, and the car will tell me where to go. It's amazing. Life is amazing now.
Does your car tell you where to turn and everything?
Only sometimes if I'm using the MapQuest,
I
but
see.
it comes from my phone.
Yeah.
I did have an interesting experience driving one of my coworkers home last week, and he's got to be about 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, and he was fascinated by the fact that I had a stick shift
Oh.
transmission. He'd never been in a car
Oh, wow.
with anybody
That-
who could drive a manual transmission.
yeah.
Mm.
And he was like, this is really cool. He's like, I can hear it. And
Yeah.
I was really enjoying his enjoyment of this experience.
Well, it is unusual. The first, if I mean, when I was growing up, half the cars were automatic and half the cars
Mhm.
weren't.
And a lot of people who could drive the stick shift, they could carry on a conversation with you, and
Yeah.
it's like another part of their brain was
Yes,
doing the shifting.
and
It
when
is.
when I drove my Subaru, I could do that. But if I had to drive a stick shift right now, I would have to really
Yeah, you gotta
concentrate
focus on it.
and think because I'm not used to using my other foot. You
Mm.
got to use both feet.
yeah.
Yeah. I like to say that I'm a driver. I'm a driver, not a passenger in my car when I'm
Yeah,
going places.
yeah, yeah. I liked
Because you do
my
have to be engaged.
my Subaru was a demon car though, but I did like driving stick. It was fun. But I haven't bought another one, so that's got to say something. But yeah, so Richard is now Sans car.
Yeah. I've been for 4 years now.
4 years.
Yeah, living without a car.
Yeah.
Is it Tony driving you around?
Mick.
Mick.
Mick's my primary go-to.
Yeah.
Jim Pray's my secondary.
Uh-huh.
In many ways, Jim Pray is a better driver than Mick.
Oh, I wouldn't.
He's very cautious about
Yes.
everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
I can see that he would be a cautious driver. Yeah, I did watch a little bit of the show, the No Exit show, up to the point where Jim left, and then
You did. Now, did you think we had a show here on Friday, and Jim was persuaded to join the show,
Okay.
and Jim gave his opinion on all the topics that were presented, and Jason felt very threatened by him. Do you notice that?
It's because when Jim gets on something, unless you're willing to agree with him on that point, he will keep saying it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Jason was prepared for that. Did Jason ever have a conversation with Jim before?
No, that was the first time they ever met.
Oh, that makes sense then.
That makes total
because
sense.
I had texted Jason, back and forth. I said, this is standard kind of. I said he's a great guy. I said, but there's it is acquired taste the way he likes to have conversations. I said Greg is way better in dealing and having those conversations with Jim than I am because I do get a little frustrated. So that makes perfect sense then because he just wasn't prepared. He didn't know Jim and he didn't understand his way of communicating.
So Jim got up and left?
He did. He just said, if this is the way you're going to treat your guests, you're going to insult me and insult my intelligence and say that, I'm stupid and that I talk too much.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave, and I'm surprised you're going to get any other guests in the future.
Yeah, he really wasn't compassionate, in his approach.
Was the word stupid used against him?
I don't think he used the word stupid. He didn't say the word stupid, but he was shutting him down.
He was ill-treated as a guest.
He was shutting him down all the time. And I don't remember him using the word stupid, but
Okay.
but it wasn't.
That's how Jim felt.
Right. Jim felt like he was being tuned out, and I mean he was a little bit, but Jason didn't know Jim,
Mhm.
so I was surprised at Jim's beard.
Hmm.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Me either.
So he has a full beard.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was interesting. But I will watch the rest of the show. I just watch it while I'm riding my bike.
This was Friday's
my
No Exit?
go-to.
Fridays, no exit, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Saturday. Oh, they do it Fridays now?
no, Saturdays, no
Saturday, yeah,
exit.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And after it was over, Jason wrote to me about how justified he was in the way he treated Jim.
Yeah. Well, he felt like I see. I can see both both sides of this. For me, I can understand Jason never having a conversation with Jim before and being confused by his persistence. And I can understand the way Jim felt that he was not being listened to or respected.
Mhm.
They're both right. But, there's there's something in the middle that they didn't get to.
So I said to Jason, I said, well, with every life experience you have, it's a good idea to ask yourself, could I have done this better?
Mm-hmm.
I said, what do you think about that? Do you think you could have handled it better so he didn't walk off this show? And we had a long conversation about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
He had said to me something about, you had blamed him for and I said, that's not, and he told me what you said. And I said, that's not Richard blaming you. That's Richard trying to open up a dialogue.
Mm.
I said, that's not a blame at all. So he's feeling insecure and like, he anyway, everybody's human.
That is a good question, though. Do you know who Mel Robbins is?
No.
She does a podcast.
Mary Lynn Robinson?
No, Mel Robbins.
Oh, Mel Robbins.
She recently had on was he a doctor? Psychologist? I don't know. Who said, we can always, you could always imagine something going worse in your life. Like
Oh.
if you're fretting over something
Yeah.
and, you can always think about it going worse. He said, so in that same regard, you can also think about how
It could go better.
it could go better.
Yeah, that's a good point. I tend to get myself motivated by saying, okay, it could be worse. This could be worse. I gotta work on this now, the way it is, but it could be worse.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, Mel Robbins sounds like an interesting podcaster.
She got
Oh, hi Virginia.
her claim to fame doing a TED talk
Yeah.
about, she called it the 5-second rule because she was trying to quit smoking. And so she did a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 every time she,
Huh.
yeah, that was her method. And she was offering it as a method to any habit you want to change.
Yeah,
That's
what do you think about that? She says, whenever you have an impulse to do something, you must do it within 5 seconds before your brain talks you out of it.
I think I can relate to that in stress eating. I think if I were to count to 5 before stuffing something down my throat when I'm aggravated, I would be less likely to stuff something down my throat.
Uh-huh.
I think that would work. I mean, that's the old count to 10 before you respond, right?
Yes, it is.
And because a lot of times you'll calm down in that 10 seconds before you open your mouth. I mean, there's a lot of times when you should be rude to someone.
Yeah, no.
There are times when you should, because they're rude. You need to put them in their place.
Another one of her principles is you can reduce your stress if you adopt the principle, I'm going to let you be who you are.
That is, there's an actual book, Let Them. I
Let
think.
Them.
Yeah, is that her?
Uh-huh.
Oh, so yeah, I it's a full circle here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that book. I didn't know it
Yeah.
was her. Yeah, Let Them. That is very, very. I think it's a very important. Now, just because you say let them be who they are doesn't mean you have to spend time with them.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It just means that you can't change them and don't try,
Right.
because it's stressful.
Yeah.
Let them. I bet I had it on my stuff to read book list.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he'll like her voice. She's got this she's from Boston.
Yeah.
Mm.
And she sounds like she's been doing shots. She was a lawyer.
Kind of blue collar.
Yeah, she's
sounding
got
voice,
yeah. She's very convincing.
Mm.
Yeah, I've had that on my list for a while. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But I go on these binges. Like now I'm binging James Baldwin. I just started binging him, and then now I'm and Balzac, the two most ridiculously opposite places, James Baldwin and Balzac. That's what I was going to tell you. Do you listen to books?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I haven't, I should say.
Do you have a library card?
I do have a library card, and I tried to
Download Libby.
go online, and it's I don't know if it's an old library card.
Well, if you go to the app, it's Libby,
Okay.
Libby
Uh-huh.
.com, and you put your library card number in, and you can read things on your phone, or you can listen to things on your phone. And this is something I just found out recently. If you live in New York State, you can get a New York City library card just by telling them what your address is, and they'll give you a number, and you can put that number. And they've got access to
Huge.
such a
Yeah.
huge library
Yeah.
of ebooks and audiobooks. And so you can get,
Anything. Yeah.
it's amazing.
Uh,
I haven't even started. I mean, I got the Balzac book, and then I started listening to Baldwin again because I had that on hold because
every time you say Balzac, I think of my
Balzac.
ball sacks, my pseudo curse word. Oh, ball sacks.
I like to say balls. I find balls a very
Yeah.
convenient.
Nuts is good too. Oh, just nuts.
Yeah, but those are mild.
Yeah.
They do the trick.
Those are workplace
Yeah, right.
expletives.
Yes, you can get away with saying them that you're not going to get fired.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't matter. People talk the way they talk now, and I just got to get
Let
over
them.
it. Let them. Yeah. So anyway, what else is on your list today?
So,
We've got-
last week we were discussing that Balzac story, The Unknown Masterpiece,
Okay.
written in 1831.
Mm.
And that was and so yesterday a friend from mine in New York City, she wrote to me, and I brought up our discussion, explaining to her
yeah.
about how prophetic that story
Yeah,
is.
about the way he painted that he painted in smudges, and he said he was painting real life, real movement, it's alive. It's not a painting, it's alive. And that was way before anybody thought about modern techniques or modern approaches to art,
Uh-huh.
like, abstract expressionism.
Yeah.
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 It was movement to him. It was
It was, if you want to meet my wife, who is now deceased, and I show you this painting, you're not going to see her representation. You're going to get to experience her as if she were in the room with you. That's how powerful this is.
Oh, I want to see this art.
And when he finally showed it to other people in the art community, they were like, I just see smudges. I don't experience anything, because there was no vocabulary for it in
Nothing.
1931.
Yeah.
So this is a true story, not just a story
No,
written
it's
in
a-
He made it
1839.
up.
No, it's a Balzac. He's a novelist. Or
Oh, so this is
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
my phone's making noise.
Interesting.
Yeah. I
So it ties into something that happened last week with the New Yorker magazine. They don't believe in running photographs. They do drawings.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a drawing of this African-American actress, and they got a ton of social media abuse. That is not the real her. Your drawing is racist. You did not depict the real her. Isn't that interesting? It's the opposite of the Balzac story.
Do you have a picture? Do you have a picture of the drawing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were some people taking it as being
Mm-hmm.
caricaturish?
Yes.
But they are kind of caricaturish in the magazine.
And the illustrator didn't know what to say. Like, this is my job here. Whenever they're doing a story on somebody, I got to do a drawing of them.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and
I did the best I could.
and it's a caricature. Yeah, but
Interesting.
yeah. Well, we're living in weird times.
We are. And it's interesting because when I sent that to my friend from New York, that story, she wrote back, it's obvious that you don't understand what the real issue is. The people at the New Yorker are from the upper ruling class, and they don't even understand what black people look like.
Oh boy,
Isn't that interesting?
I don't believe that.
There's so many different faces in the world.
Yes.
I don't believe that for a second. That I mean, I can't believe that. I'm watching The Great Migration.
Yeah.
It's on PBS.
Yeah.
It is the story of the African American population moving from the South to the north
Mm.
and to the west.
Mm-hmm.
Great photographs in this documentary series, and I'm learning so much about well, I knew a lot of the stuff about whites only, blah blah blah,
Mm.
but I guess I never really realized that there wasn't a Civil Rights Act until the 60s.
Mm.
I mean, I knew it, but watching this and seeing what people had to go through,
Mm-hmm.
it just blows me away. Oh, that's the one part. There was a movement down south. It was called the White Something or Other group.
Mm-hmm.
They put, this is so awful, they took black people out of context from the South and they told them that they were going to put them on a bus and send them north where they were going to get housing and a job and be set up in the north. And there would be people waiting for them when they arrived. And it was a lie.
Mm.
They just put them on the bus and they sent them there. And you see these destitute people standing outside of the bus wondering what the hell had just happened.
Mm.
And, organizations that were there, charitable organizations, tried to pick up the slack, but they really couldn't. Now this reminds me of what they did with the immigrants in Texas, how they and Florida, how they put them on buses and sent them up north. That's from the same playbook.
Yeah.
That's from the same racist
That's what I was
playbook.
thinking.
Yeah.
And those people ended up, of course, they tried their best to get them settled and so forth.
Yeah.
But these poor Americans, the African American people who were American citizens and who were thinking, oh my God, this is a great opportunity. And they were just left like stray animals outside of the bus. I was sick.
What I would be interested to know, I just think what you're saying, I understand. It's why would anyone expect the government to take care of you?
No, it wasn't the government. They were saying that there were so many jobs up north
But
that
who put them on the bus?
this group of, it was called they're called the White something or other club. They were an anti
integration?
integration group down south.
Okay.
And so they're the ones that put them on the bus. The government
Well.
didn't put them on the bus. This group of mostly men
Yeah.
put them on the bus and sent them up there and told them that we were going to get set up.
Not exactly trusted travel agents.
No, but these are not people who have had an education, really. They're people that, there's job, because they've heard that the streets are paved with gold up north, and there's jobs and there's housing and there's places where we can be, and they're so desperate for workers that they're gonna fix us. They're gonna fix it up for us. It was sad. It was they lied. And they did this horrible thing to these people, and they sent busloads of them up to all these different northern cities, just like they did with the immigrants.
Yeah, I remember seeing the immigrants in tents in Chicago, snowing, and
Yeah.
what are you looking up, Richard?
I want to see the name of the group.
Yeah. Did you find anything? It was an anti. It was called the White something or other.
Citizens Council.
That's it. The White Citizens Council. Yes, and
They were in Louisiana, Arkansas, and Alabama.
yeah.
I think stay away from the White Citizens Council.
Yeah, I know, but you're not everyone's playing.
This was in the promise. There's a job waiting for you when you get there. You'll have free housing, and high-ranking officials from the northern cities will be there to greet you.
Oh dear.
Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Speaking of look at that, it's 25 seconds to go, rather. Richard, thank you again for being the person who does all of this
Mm.
and the pillar
Pritchard.
the pillar of the artistic community.
Mm.
And thank you, Beth, for coming with me.
Thanks for the invitation, Paula.
Anytime,
Thank you.
anytime. And thank you, Tom, for being my son and the best drummer yet.
Mm.